A family wealthier than the Rothschilds once expanded their banking empire from Frankfurt, Germany to the New World. But who were they, and what happened to their fortune? Hi everyone, Ken here. Today we are uncovering the lost Manhattan mansion of James Speyer. Hit that subscribe button and let's explore this house. In 1861, James Speyer was born into unimaginable wealth in New York City. He hailed from a lineage that whispered of ancient prosperity and power, with rumors swirling that the Speyer family had eclipsed the fabled Rothschilds in wealth. The Speyers originated from Frankfurt, Germany, and were deeply entrenched in the banking world. The family's legacy began with Joseph Lazard Speyer, who took over the Ellison Bank and renamed it J.L. Speyer Ellison in 1818. His sons then continued to expand the family's banking empire across Europe and then the United States. James's uncle, Philip Speyer, emigrated to America in 1837, establishing a branch of the family bank which later became Speyer & Company. It was a powerful institution that played a critical role in funding railroads and public infrastructure. Even though James Speyer had been born in New York, he spent most of his formative years in Germany, being acquainted with his family's Jewish faith and being educated and groomed in the family's banking business. In 1885, after honing his skills in the family's branches in Frankfurt, Paris, and London, he returned to New York to join Speyer & Company. By 1899, he took his rightful place as the head of the firm, steering it to become the third largest investment banking firm in America by 1913, managing an astonishing $2.4 billion, equivalent to over $76 billion today. His marriage to Ellen Prince Lowry in 1897, a Christian, stirred whispers among New York's elite. While some doors were closed to him socially due to religious prejudices, the mixed union was, by all accounts, a happy and fruitful one. Together they embarked on a journey, not just of wealth accumulation, but of meaningful philanthropy and social impact. Together they were instrumental in founding the Museum of the City of New York, and they opened animal hospitals and created scholarship programs among dozens of other causes. By 1911, James decided to join the wealthiest members of New York's high society by building a house along Fifth Avenue. He commissioned renowned architect Horace Trumbauer to design his new residence. However, it was Trumbauer's senior designer, Julian Abele, one of the first professionally trained African-American architects, who brought the mansion to life in the stunning Louis XIV style. Its interiors, designed by Ogden Codman Jr., adhered to the opulent Louis XIV style, featuring enameled paneling, gilded touches, and frescoed walls. The house was a veritable palace, boasting one of the largest private art collections in America, including works by Rembrandt. Swinging open the front door, we travel through the tight vestibule before we are released into the double-height entry hall. Directly ahead of us is the grand, bifurcated staircase cascading below a stacked colonnade. Usually we would explore the main floor first, but what's at the top of the stairs is simply too enticing to wait for. At the second floor stair landing, we see light pouring in beyond exotic plants. And beyond the wrought iron railing, a conservatory is flooded by natural light from a series of skylights overhead. As we enter this hall, we hear the sound of trickling water slowly falling down the marble wall behind the plants. This is just the first wonder we'll encounter. Let's take the back stairs down to the main level and begin exploring the public rooms. First we find the dining room, finished out from floor to ceiling in wood paneling, interrupted only by marble pilasters. Up on the ceiling, we find a gilded cartouche framing an ecclesiastical mural in bright, vibrant colors. To the left is where we enter the dining room. Let's now take the door on the right. This leads us to the white and gold drawing room, which almost appears to be glowing, though no lights are visible. Ambient lighting is hidden just out of sight in the creases of the millwork and above the ornate cornice. In stark contrast, the parlor is clad completely in rich wood paneling with a dazzling, electric crystal chandelier suspended from the cove ceiling. Before moving on, we can take a moment to appreciate the intricate woodwork, from the fluting on the pilasters to a continuous wooden vine wrapping the frieze to entablatures over each doorway. From here we'll continue into the library, introducing hand-stenciled ceiling beams and an oversized stone fireplace. From a rustic chandelier to European tapestries, the library was meant to emulate the rooms found in centuries-old European castles and manor houses. For as grand as each room is, we still haven't seen the largest. Let's go back up the stairs, cutting through the conservatory once more and circling around to its other side. Here we find the ballroom, with gilded wall panels and polished parquet floors nearly blindingly reflecting light from 4 crystal chandeliers and 8 more wall sconces. Mirrors can be found glistening all about the room, worked into the paneling and making the space feel even larger than it is. In 1921, tragedy struck when Ellen passed away after a long illness. Her death marked a profound turning point in James's life. In the years following her passing, James dedicated himself to preserving her legacy and the causes they had championed together. Despite suffering personal and financial setbacks, including a devastating fire that destroyed priceless artworks in his mansion, James remained a revered figure in New York society. He retired in 1938, choosing to close Speyer & Company rather than leave his name in others' hands. Then in 1941, he passed away in his beloved Fifth Avenue mansion. His will bequeathed much of his fortune to charity, and he left his mansion to the Museum of the City of New York. Despite his wishes, the museum sold the mansion, which was eventually demolished to make way for new development. While the mansion no longer stands, James Speyer's legacy continues through the institutions he supported and the enduring impact of his philanthropic endeavors. What did you think about the James Speyer mansion? Did you have a favorite room or architectural feature? Let me know down below in the comments section, and while you're there, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an exciting episode of This House.